don't stop short of your destiny. And this first scripture that I'm going to read is coming from Galatians chapter 6, Galatians chapter 6, verses 7 through 10. And this is the New King James Version. And it reads, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. For he who sows in his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. But he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all, especially to those who are of the household of faith." And this scripture I decided to use because there's so many that speak to what we're doing on our road to destiny, and that God clearly has a plan for us on this road to destiny. But I chose this one because it says don't lose heart. It says don't lose heart, which tells us that we're going to surely go through some things. But if we do good, that means that on the road to destiny, when the enemy is throwing all kinds of things at us, or because we give the enemy too much, we too much credit for everything. But the Lord is allowing us to go through some things to build our character, to strengthen us in heart, and to show us while we are on the road that we're on. So it's not always the enemy, but God allowing us to be strengthened through what we go through, so that when we get to destiny, we know what we're doing and how to operate. So this really spoke volumes to me, because it's just saying, the Word of God says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So when we have been called to do something, it is for us to know unequivocally that we're going to go through something. It's not always going to be easy. As a matter of fact, we're going to have some times that are going to really cause us to second think some things. But at the end of the day, the Word of God says, I'll never leave you, nor will I forsake you. And the scripture says that He will cause all things to work to your good for them that are in Christ Jesus. So we have to understand that when we've been called, that we just absolutely cannot stop, no matter what it feels like or what it looks like. What would have happened had I walked out on a Velveteen Rabbit feeling like it was just such a violent play? I would have missed this wonderful ending, this great moral of a story on how to really was trust God. Because in the end, not only did this rabbit live, but he became one of the real life, rabbits. His latter days were better than his former days, okay? And this was the moral of the story. And kudos to our Chanel, who was the mother, played a great role. We're very blessed in this ministry with those in performing arts. So on the road to destiny, we're going to experience some things. And I'm going to get straight to what my points are, because that will allow me to really break this down the way I believe the Lord is having me to do so on today. So point one would be, do a background check on yourself. Get to know you. And I've said this before. As a young girl, I was always fighting for the underdog. Never fought for myself, never stood up for myself. But God forbid, let me find out somebody has messed with somebody that doesn't stand up for themselves. I was right there, ready to do whatever I needed to do to help them out. I was always rescuing animals. As a matter of fact, I was this close to bringing home this big turtle that was out at Melford Pond. I was walking the other day, and he was just sitting there on the dock and enjoying the scenery of the water. But I'm a person that likes to save things, likes to help things out, make people better. I need to know the law. I need to know how things operate. And so I can't get caught up when my life experiences are always dealing with what? The law. I can't get upset when I find myself constantly in situations that deal with stuff that needs to be saved or hurt. Because why? It's always building my character, building my strength. So if I go to take the turtle and somebody, you can't do that, I don't say something ungodly to them because, oh, wait a minute, they're just doing their job. And, you know, time's not what they used to be. And even then, that was when God had his grace because he knew someday I would do something so much grander on that scale of saving and helping things that this would be a learning lesson for me to get the most out of it. So I would be prepared. I can only imagine Chanel, like my Edmund, who he tore up everything as a little boy. Tiffany and Brandon didn't mess up their toys. Everything was perfect. Edmund came along, destroyed everything. I thought I would go crazy. Well, it paid off when he got a degree in breaking down and setting up computers and doing all the stuff that he does. I can only imagine Chanel acting as a little girl and doing little shows and stuff, which makes sense for who she is today in theater art. So follow what we're doing. This is what God does. So when we find ourselves in certain situations or journeys, you know, we can't fret at it all the time. We have to just say to ourselves, okay, it must be for the purposes of what God has for our future. Okay? David has taught. David, one of my stories that he doesn't recall, he had some things going on as a young fellow. They were teaching him how to use his words and speak up for himself and things like that. And he was doing something that he needed to be disciplined. And so he looked at me, he said, well, you know, if you hit me, I can call the police. And I said, sure, that's fine. Let's call the police. When I tell them what you've done, they may just take you away. But again, it doesn't surprise me when he too finds himself now knowing, I mean, as we've experienced here in the ministry, he's a deep thinker. He's a deep processor. He says things that the average child his age wouldn't think about. You know, they don't talk like that. They don't do those things. So we have to really have an understanding, do the background check on ourselves so we're not surprised when we come up against certain situations. It's all a part of the master plan for our lives on the road of destiny. So we can't stop short. Because if we stop short, then what? We missed probably one of the main things we needed to get where we're going. So we have to be clear that we're going to stay on this road. We're going to do what God has called us to do. So that when we get to where we're going, we will be equipped with what we need to be successful in what God has called us to do. Point number 2. Once we understand the patterns of life and go back into the neighborhood, the community, and bring people out, if we hadn't been strengthened by what we were going to go through on our own road to destiny, we got to give people something to physically see that this is going to work for you. God has no respect of person. What he does for one, he'll do for the other. So the same way he brings us out, they will see that, okay, there must be a master plan for me as well. So we are strengthened.
Another scripture, Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not perish. This scripture is so clear because it says it may not happen when you want it to happen, but it's going to happen. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but it's going to happen. So don't stop. Keep on pressing on. Keep on keeping on. Don't look back and think about all of what you had to go through to get where you are and think that you can't go any further. No, the scriptures is telling us that some things will tarry. But at its appointed time, it will speak. It will not lie. It will speak. It will not lie. So we really have to be so caught up in the Word of God to see what God has to say to us about where He's taking us, that we're not delayed moving forward to destiny by what people say, by what people do, and how people figure they're going to stop you by reminding you of your past. My past does exactly this one thing to me. It motivates me to fight even harder. Yeah. That's what my past does for me. It motivates me. I had a teacher, a professor at Bowie State. I'll never forget this young lady. She was a young girl. She was a part of a program in Baltimore for disenfranchised young children to help them get through college. Not only did she get through college, but she became a professor there at Bowie State. She was my social psychology teacher, I think it was. And so we talked about social things and events and stuff. And so during that time frame, I was kind of all, at that point, still repeating all of what I had been through with my house, all of what was going on with my son, all of what was going on with other things. It was non-stop. Whenever I spoke, it was something about that stuff. And she said to me, she pulled me to the side, let God talk. She said, and this is a young girl. She may not have known what my age is, but I could have been her mama. I know that. She said to me, don't ever, from this day forward, speak to your past as it serves one purpose. That's to motivate you to move forward. That's all it does. It's a trampoline. It's to cause you to catapult to a place because of what you've been through, to energize you to help others. No longer something for you to just talk about and feel sorry for yourself, but to see by what you experience, how can you help somebody else? And that's what you do. And that's what we have to do. We absolutely cannot be hindered by what our past has been and know how to deal with it. The next scripture, Isaiah 55, verse 11. Isaiah 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So if he has called us all to minister, and to some he's called to specific ministry, then what makes you think, if you are trusting God, a believer in the word, you're following what he's telling you to do, that he's not going to keep you? Because he says here, my word is not going to come back to me void. It's going to do what it says. So if he says that I have called you to have this ministry so that you and your people at the appointed time, don't rush God, but at the appointed time, you will be able to go into those places and take back what the enemy has tried to steal from you and celebrate. Get those lives that did not know that they had a way out. Expose them to the things that God has for them. Exposure is key. If they see that he's done it in us, they will have hope. We represent hope. All of us have a story. Everybody has a story. I like what Millicent Hunter said. She said, everybody has two testimonies. You have the unadulterated version, and you have the evidence version. We like to tell the edited version, but for the purposes of saving souls, they need to know that you were beat down, you were thrown in jail, you had this happen, you had that happen. Because what are they experiencing? What you really went through, not what looks good, not what looks pretty. These people are dealing with something they never thought they would be able to get through. We are a sign of hope. And so when we tell them the unadulterated truth of our testimony of how we came out, that's when they will be encouraged to go on and see what the end is going to be. So that's why even times like we've had today, spending a little more time in Sunday school and when we had our round table, so when we go back, we will be ready. Because God is not going to let us go nowhere and we're not ready. We have got to be charged. Like the little power wheel was right. If you only have charges, it's going to have God. So we got to be fully charged so we can go do what God has called us to do. And that's to bring those people that feel like there's no hope and give them hope. Point 3. Then learn more about what your destiny could mean for you. So here we are. We've pretty much come full circle. You've been through every situation any one person could possibly endure. Go through. You've experienced it. It's like, okay, God, can you get some of this stuff to somebody else? You know, does it always have to be me going through? You know, I look at my son, and I don't wish anything dead on my children, but I know he wants to see, can somebody else have one of these issues? You know, do they all have to happen to me? But, yes, it does have to happen to you, because God has a plan for your particular destiny when you get there, that if he gave this to Susie would never come close to doing what Sally would do because she had the experience. So you have to experience some things to know how to feed into it. We cannot bring somebody here. That's the thing with common and perspective. When we're trying to help somebody, what's common to us may not be common to them. So God, in his awesomeness, he knows how to break it down. I've said to you all before, when you look at the gospel, each one of them writes from a different perspective. Doesn't change the story, but from the different perspectives, people of all cultures are able to understand what's happening. So because of how you went through, how I went through, where God is going to send us, we're going to be able to relate to. When I was out evangelizing with the Harvard Street Warriors, name it, Reed Temple, during that time frame, when I went running after the young fella with a joint in his hand, you know, and trying to sell to somebody else, and everybody looking at you, what is she doing? She gonna get hurt? No, I'm not. I never smoked a joint a day in my life. I actually had contact when I went to a cameo show my sister took me to when I was a little girl. Almost knocked me out. But what I did understand is that this is a poverty-stricken community. And you know what they want more than anything? Is love. Yeah. They want love. So when I went running after that little fella, I said, you gonna share? I ain't want none of this stuff. If I had tried to smoke it, I'd have passed out right there. I'd have passed out right there. But it was an icebreaker. It was a way for me to share Jesus with him. Now, somebody that doesn't know what it is to live in the ghetto, to live in the project, you couldn't do that. This joker would have turned around to you. He'd have probably popped you right in the middle of your forehead and had you look like a unicorn. So you have to know where God has called you. And that's why you have to know when, okay, let's look at what I'm doing first. Because these things will lead me to a specific place. This is why when you go to churches now, they want to know, do you know what your gift is? What's your spiritual gift? If your spiritual gift is not singing in the choir, don't go trying to be on a praise team. Come on now. But if you do a great job with ushering and showing people to their seat, be the best usher you can be. Okay? Because we have to be in our lane. We have to be where God has called us to be. And so that's what it is when we're on the road to destiny. We want to experience things that are taking us right to destiny, taking us right to that place that not only is it going to help others, but when we get to the end, we're going to feel so good about, number one, we made it through. We made it through. Because I tell you, it's a beautiful thing to be able to look back and say, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, where would I be? And I'm clear, I wouldn't be here. Because, well, I wouldn't be here. So we have to be aware that each one of us has been called to something. And it's so much work out here for us to do for the Lord that we don't have to fight for work. We don't have to try to be somebody else. We don't have to try and take somebody else's position because there's so much work. The scripture says the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. That suggests that we need more workers. So stop fighting over something that somebody else is doing and ask God, where is your spiritual gift? What is your spiritual gift? How do I get to where I'm going so I can be productive in kingdom building? I don't care. I say to those on the evangelism team, not everybody's meant to go in the street. I'm a street dog. I'm a street. Send me to the street. I can go out there and I got on the suit today, but I can put on some sweatpants and jeans and my little black and white with some tennis shoes or something, and I can roll with the best of them in the street. But I can also sit with President Obama and First Lady at the White House. But who's going to be best to go out in that street other than somebody that has street experience? But you can't go out before it's time. You got to still be equipped. Just because of what I know, I had to go through some things because I got to know when to back off. Because I may approach somebody who ain't feeling it on that day. And I got to receive the Holy Spirit saying, that's the teaching I got. So you still got to know. You know so much that you don't need to be pruned and taught and go through your destiny road to be strengthened and receive everything that God needs. But there are some people that love evangelizing, but what are they good? Administrative. So what can the administrative person do? They can get on the phone. They can call people that we've got in touch with. They can check up on them and they can see how they're doing. So we are all in this thing together for one cause. I'm building up the kingdom, two causes, and saving souls, which is not building the kingdom. But we have different roles. So we have to understand our role. As I was thinking about this, don't stop short of destiny. Because when the heat seems like it's turned all the way up so high, that's You just you got to hold on. And I thought about the song, I think it was MC Hammer, too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. You have to see your destiny that God has given to you because you studied His Word. You looked at over your lifespan, things that have happened to you, how you operated, and know that this thing is by the hands of God, and it's legitimate. It's too legit to quit. You can't give up there. You have got to push your way. It's like birth in the baby. Once the head comes out, everything else is easy. So we're birthing a baby. We're going to have things and stuff. But the Lord will never leave us, nor will He forsake us. But if we don't know that, we can't be waiting for the answer when we're on the battlefield. So we have to get prepared before we go out. So I also thought about, okay, one of the things that we deal with in the church today is like the church of Laodicea. The church of Laodicea in Revelation, that's the last church that the message letter was written to. And that's pretty much the church today. We got all these ministries, we doing all these things, and the word TVJ, we think we got it all going on, we so special much. We really ain't nothing. That we don't need to do some of the things that we need to do to further things. We're conceited amongst ourselves. We have no brotherly love. But yet, we say we are God. How do we do that? And we don't want to be that church. We don't ever want to get to a place where we believe that we know everything there is to know about kingdom building, that we don't need to come to church or read our Bible, fellowship with one another, make it to Sunday school, do the things that are going to help us to grow and be strengthened in all as we go through our road to destiny and go through our road to destiny. And we totally miss the mark because we think we got it all together. And we totally miss the mark. And so yesterday I was just reminded, don't give up. I'm too close. I'm too legit to quit. God has made it clear over the last 25 years of my life that this is what He called my hands to do. He showed me clearly. That's why, while we may be small in numbers, when you look at the things that we've done in the community, there's some churches that have been in business for decades that have not done nearly what we've done in the community and the surrounding community. So we have to be proud of ourselves in God. Not nothing that we've done, but God has allowed us to do great things in and around the community that we're living in. And so to God be all the glory. But we want to do more. We can't be disheartened over what they say, don't smile or fret upon small beginnings. You know, that's right. Because we're going to be everything God intended us to be. It's in His Word. He said, though it tarries, and in our tarry place is that we're being edified. We're being built up for the big work. We're being built up for the overflow of the ministry. Because if we don't have it together, how are we going to help somebody else have it together? So we have to do what we have to do to be prepared. Ain't nothing like an army sending out some folks that fail boot camp. That's the whole purpose of boot camp. If you don't make it through boot camp, we send you a letter in the mail. Sorry. Okay? So you have to go through. I have to go through. somebody even threw you a rope over the cliff. And you waiting for this big boom in the sky when I was right there all the time. I said I'll never leave you another thing. But because you didn't know my word, you looking for something else, and I was doing something. So what are we going to do? We got to know the word of God. So don't stop short of your destiny. Don't get to a place where you feel like it'll never happen. Don't get to a place where you feel like I'm just tired. Because it's at that moment where you just feel like you can't make it through. We're just that one push. That push that Paul talks about. I press towards the mark of the high calling. Because the people were wanting him to think about when he was killing the Christians and doing all these other things. He said, no. I press towards the mark. Because clearly in his life at this point, he knew that God had something more for him. And so that's what he did. We have to, as well as Paul, press toward the mark of the high calling. And when we do that, we won't fall short of our destiny. Amen? Amen.